because a lot of people are asking. So like, you guys are running security like through all of CHOP, through all of that, like out, but not for. To be clear, not for CHOP guys. So let me explain, because I'm sure people have questions. So these guys work for a security company that's in Capitol Hill here in Seattle, but it was you guys. Are you still with the same group there? Yeah, you guys are still it's Iron and Oak, right? Yeah, Iron and Oak Security. And so they were securing a lot of the properties within the CHOP CHAZ zone. So like I joke around, but these are the guys that I run into every day. Like every time I came up to film, same dudes. But they were around for like the shootings. You guys were around for all of it.
Everything.
What are your thoughts on things now? Like, what are your thoughts on how the go into news mode here about how everything went? What was like the most the most intense moment for you, like during the CHOP CHAZ?
There was that week span where there was those 2 shootings. There was the one on 12th, and then just before that was the one right in front of Oddfellows. Yeah. And that happened. I was 10 feet away downstairs.
And both of those ended in fatalities.
Yes. And we had officers outside. We had guards right outside.
We got kids getting killed,
yeah,
man, and
young
it's
people.
fucked up, bro. Like the shit going on with those 2 young kids over there. I don't even know what exactly happened. I was standing right here, and I just seen like a car go in there, and just shots shooting everywhere. And I was just like, the next day though, you don't find out the victim's age or whatever. And then I'm like, damn, that was a 16 and a 14-year-old. I'm like. And, and it kind of hits you a little bit,
Absolutely.
I mean, it hits you a lot, actually, especially when it's like people that age, they didn't have a chance to live yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's, it's just, like I said, it's like this year, like anybody that was like dealing with this year and out here dealing with all the shit, they're going to fucking have stories to tell for the rest of their fucking life.
Oh, man. I mean, the movies that'll be made about 2020, about the CHOP CHAZ, about...
It's like you yourself, shit.
Man.
You were here, fucking Portland. You were all over the place, seeing all types of shit. Like, fuck, I feel like you've probably seen a lot more than we did because you were going down there and fucking,
But I mean, it's different. I think like when you're following the masses, because I think so much stuff happens on the fringe, like where you guys are at, that like a lot of people don't ever see, and they don't realize that. Like I saw like people like getting stabbed down in Portland, but that wasn't in like the main crowd. It was something on the sides, like.
Well, that's how it'll always happen. Nothing's ever gonna. The front line, so to speak, are being so well broadcast that any actual, outside of the police brutality that we've seen, caught on camera, most of the time there's not going to be any violence happening on the front lines.
Right.
It's always on the fringe. That's where, the people getting kidnapped in Portland, that didn't happen right on camera. That happened on the street corner.
I'll tell you, the first time I saw that, and what he's talking about, guys, the body snatchers. I remember like standing there, and I'm with like Ian and crew, and like I think it might have just been Ian, but I'm looking down the street and I see like 4 or 5 guys like walking, right? And they hit an intersection like not much further than this one right here. And one dude takes off, just brakes. And I'm like, all right, where's he going? And then a minivan flips a Yui, and 4 dudes in fatigues hop out of like a Durango minivan, Dodge minivan, and snatch a guy up, pull his beanie over his face, and just threw him in the back seat and took off down a one-way, like the wrong way. And all I could do is just look around. You're like, what the hell just happened? Like, did that dude just get kidnapped?
Was I the only person?
And everyone else that was standing there did the same thing. Everyone's kind of like, wait, what do you do?
All the kidnappings or the body snatchings that were reported were exactly like that, where somebody gets caught completely unsuspected, pull their t-shirt up over their eyes, completely restrain them, and you're in the back of a van. 5 seconds later, you're going 30 miles an hour down to wherever the fuck they're going to take.
Yeah, there were some spooky moments. I know that Shay and I one time, we were walking, and we saw that same thing. We saw it. I'm going to tell everyone here. We saw the van take off, and it went up the wrong way, up a one-way, cut down another one-way going the opposite direction. Portland's kind of like Seattle downtown. It's one-ways, And so we walked up the block, because we're like, if they're going to jump on the right way, they'll end up coming back here. And right as we walked up to the corner, they pulled up and stopped, like right there. And all 4 of the dudes at the same time just gave us that like slow look over, just stared dead at us. And we both of us like slow. We were with Lucky Bamboo, like slowly like backed away, kind of like don't make any sudden movements. And they just stared and waited and waited and waited. And I was like, oh my God, if we'd have been 3 feet further, it'd have been just close over. They could have been like, snatch, whoop. Spooky moments.
Yeah, we had officers up here being flagged by people with guys with grenade launchers, shit like that.
What?
Yeah. We had guards of ours literally get pointed at, and until we like showed security and like.
I thought you meant like people in the streets were like walking around with grenades. Like
it was whatever.
There is a certain level though of weapons you can carry.
Whatever
let's be real about
unit
that.
or whatever that was that came through. It was the guys in the gray fatigue.
Yeah.
They came through and they flagged him. And he had to like very slowly show security,
yeah,
or else risk getting detained or shot or whatever.
It's crazy that we just said that. Getting detained or shot or whatever.
Yep.
You know, like,
Or whatever.
that's such a nonchalant, like, thing to say nowadays.
Yep.
Like, for it to be just so, like, cavalier, like...
If I had said
yeah,
that
I
last
mean,
year, you'd be like, that's a human rights violation.
Yeah, it'd be like... I mean, I watch people... It just... I mean, on both sides, you see... I saw people... Like, I saw officers get hit in the face with bricks. I've seen, like, members of the ACLU getting, like, their heads smashed into the front end of a minivan down in Portland. I was just like, man, you've seen some crazy stuff, like, out in the streets on every side of it, you know? It's just... But we're like you were saying about 2020, like... The things that we've become almost morally desensitized to and like just like visually just blurred out in our mind. It's almost like we blind spot the fact that like we were saying, like, you did that. Like that happened. Like that really happened just now in these streets. That really happened. In 2020, I think, do you guys ever think that like with the demands that have been made, and we've been hearing them for months and months and months now, like, do you think the demands will ever be met? And if so, do you think that'll actually stop the protesting?
We couldn't even keep tear gas off the streets for 48 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like for the demands to be met. A lot of them make sense to me. But even with the defunding that was promised, that never fully went through.
Yeah, that was an okie doke. That was. I remember that day.
It's a lot of half steps.
Yeah, that was real interesting.
I feel like communication has been really bad between, you know, both sides as well. Even though as much as they've tried to have people try to mediate and all that, you know, whatever, it's like, it's just, I think the communication and like the information there isn't enough information out, and both sides aren't sharing enough because, you know, the conflict or whatever, that until they can at least like be able to sit in the same room and like actually just hash shit out, it's, you know, it's not gonna, you know, it's just gonna, things are gonna be the way they are until like, because it's like, that's how you got to broker peace, you know. So,
and they say like every good truce or treaty like ends with both parties leaving unhappy. So
exactly.
like everybody's gonna have to make some concessions and
no
appreciate.
One's gonna be winning.
Right.
But
Otherwise, someone else got screwed. So
yeah, there's got to be some sort of compromise.
And then the disconnect comes from one side genuinely believing that these are all basic human rights.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to compromise on human rights.
Right.
It's all or nothing when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, there's a precedent-setting situations in there. Yeah, I can agree with what you're saying there. Yeah. Good seeing you, man. Really good seeing you. Take care of yourself. Be good, man. Take care. Hey, man.
Be good, brother.
You guys be good. Take care. Stay safe. We'll see you around, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, gentlemen.
Stay warm.
Yeah, I'm working on it. One of your hands are real soft and warm.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know which one, though. Just saying. What's up, man? You guys all still keeping the world safe?
I mean, you know, trying.
Yeah. You guys get bigger by the minute, man. That beard is looking majestic.
Thank you.
I like how you're just combing it out. Just
I have to.
combing it out.
If I don't, who knows what will happen.
Things will grow in there, bro.
Yeah, Naz.
You got that Leonidas look going right now. Very Spartan of you.
But yeah, no, it's, I mean, shit, I know I've been growing bigger this winter. Shit, I've been putting them down. Fuck
Bulking
it.
season, dude.
It is, yeah. You gotta bulk up to you gotta put on your mass.
Like
as
every 3
it's
weeks.
a cultivate mass.
Or I mean, every 3 days, maybe do some sit-ups. And then the rest of the week.
Sitting up does not count as doing sit-ups.
If I'm on the couch and I'm in an inclined position, even though I got an Xbox controller in my hand, me doing this, that is a goddamn sit-up.
Like he's acting like it's added weight. He's like, there's a controller in my hand, so it's like, an extra 4 ounces.
You know, extra 4 ounces, bro.
Shoo!
3 ounces.
Man, you guys are a sad bunch. This is how we keep
I'm turning 40
the world
in
so
March.
safe.